Recording is happening now. Okay, very good afternoon to everyone. This is obviously the Woman Agenda here with our special guest today, Maria Popova, and she does many stuff. First of all, Maria, how are you today?
I'm doing very good. How about yourself? Thanks for having
Fantastic.
me.
No problem. Thank you very much for coming on. I know we'll be discussing this for a while to bring you on. And obviously, looking at your profile, I can see you are a very busy person. You do a lot of stuff, which we will discuss about. Just to quickly mention to anyone who hasn't watched the Woman Agenda on YouTube or not listened to the podcast, which is available. It's available now on Apple Podcasts and all where podcasts can be found. So you can listen to this episode on there as well. And do please subscribe to the channel, the Woman Agenda channel. Now, also, so regarding the Maria, you do a lot of stuff. So first of all, about your brand, which is being a brand equity developer. Tell us a little bit about what exactly does that contain?
Yeah, definitely. So, what a brand equity developer does is basically we develop brands, and we do like using the word develop because a lot of people don't realize that building a brand is a process that takes quite some time. And I always like to put the analogy as it's almost like raising a child. You have to allow the character to develop, you have to guide it and things like that.
Okay, so you help. Are these like brand new kind of a startup brand which are just coming into the industries, or is it any type of a brand?
So this can indeed be different brands. We do like working with established companies already. The
Right.
reason for that is because it's very important to kind of know your audience, to know who you're serving very well. And startups in the beginning may not always have clarity on that. So that's why, also based on our experience, branding is probably not the very first thing you might think of or should be thinking of when you're just starting out with your business. But once you already have a number of clients and you know why these people chose you over all the other people, then you would want to scale what it is that you do. So a lot of people who come to us, they have noticed a bottleneck in their business that prevents them from moving forward at the speed and the rate that they would like to. So this is when branding becomes really important.
All right. Okay. So what is the specifics on how much does it take to help them out, and is it like a time period which you are given that you need to help them out in this specific time scales, or what's the process like regarding this?
Yeah, so that really the client, because no two businesses are exactly the same, and that also depends on how far you want to go with your business, right? So we would always, when building a strategy and a specific plan for our clients, we would look into your immediate goals, immediate KPIs that you need to hit, but also your long-term goals. And most of the time we would start with a shorter campaign, because relationship building also takes time. So once we are sure that we're a good match to work together and we have a great experience, then we can develop a longer campaign that would address your longer term goals.
All right. Okay. Sounds very interesting. Does sound very interesting. So is this your main profession which you do, or is it because I know you do other stuff as well, which we will talk about it very shortly regarding this. So is this the main thing which you're doing on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, totally. So indeed, this is what we do full time. I have a
Right.
team. I started out 10 years ago by myself as a copywriter.
Wow.
I landed my first client. Back in the day, I was still a student, and I never thought of a career in marketing, but it happened so that my skills were needed at the time, and I had a bit of luck with landing the first client. And then after that, the new projects that just kept coming up. So basically, all the challenges that our clients are facing are the challenges that we have already overcome as a business, right?
Right.
We do work with a lot of services providers, with B2B companies, where most of the time you have an entrepreneur at the center of this business, who wants to have more credibility. He wants to charge the premium, but he doesn't know how to do that and how to make that happen. So we have overcome those challenges already. I've walked the
Right.
path of scaling as a freelance copywriter into an agency
Wow.
by increasing my team and adding the new skills that we needed. Because most of the time, if you think about it, people don't need just copywriting itself. They care about the results, so they don't care what it takes to get there. So that's why you
Yeah.
need all these different skill sets. And it took me time to realize that. And I understand business owners very well who go through the same, because most of the time they just think about, hey, how do I do what I do better? How do I keep my clients happy? So you don't have much time to think about your long-term goals and how to actually build a company that would be there 10, 20 years down the road. Although it is very important to think about those things as well and really take
Yeah.
time to plan that.
Yeah, because they are brands whenever, even though they develop, they want to progress, they want to get higher up, they want to expand. So there's all that, and sometimes they probably do need some assistance in developing that, because it's not that easy to do. And even now, it's even more difficult for the brands to expand with the difficult times still happening. So yeah, exactly. So definitely. So that's very interesting, being a copywriter and then starting your own agency. So, but how hard was it to do that? I mean, did you need any special assistance to get this going? This agency?
Yeah, definitely. Lots of it, to be honest. So I have invested a lot of time, energy, and money into finding the right people to help me who have already done that.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about not only courses and trainings, but also coaches, mentors. And we have invested a lot into building our own brand as well, on all the social media channels. So it is very important. And um, this is something that we also help our clients realize, that it may seem like you don't see a direct ROI on branding very quickly. However, if you look at how all the big known brands did it, right? So yes, maybe the first a couple of years you don't see any direct ROI, but then you just take off. And it is very important to kind of persevere through that phase when it seems like nothing is working and you don't see the direct ROI. Because as I said, it's a so
Yeah.
people really need to see you a lot to be able to build trust. So you cannot just put those efforts sporadically. It's really like a machine that you set up, and you need to keep it running all the time to get to where you want to.
All right. Okay. Oh, that is very interesting, and obviously, we do like to bring women who have done well and obviously achieved success in the respective areas on the woman agenda, because obviously it's great that you guys are telling your stories to everyone, and you're obviously inspiring other people and other women who who may want to be getting into their own areas, and seeking a bit of inspiration, a bit of guidance. They can do that. Also, I obviously looking at your profile, which is very interesting, and I can see you've appeared on many platforms, on YouTube, on TED Talks. I can see you've obviously appeared on there. You've given a you've spoken on there, which is a very famous platform. And also, I can see that you also are vice president of Postmasters. Now, obviously, Postmasters is very big in itself. So, what does your role being a vice president on Postmasters contain?
Yeah, so indeed, I'm based in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. And as
Oh,
you know, there's many clubs of Toastmasters all over the world.
yeah,
So the reason I
yeah,
decided to become a member of the club is because, as many entrepreneurs, I was struggling with expressing myself and with becoming a better communicator. And as you know, in regardless of what type of business you're in, this is one of the crucial skills, right? For a leader, for a manager. So it's wherever you are in your career right now, if you're for whatever reason struggling to get your point across, you might consider working on your communication skills. And it just happens so Toastmasters is one of those organizations that make it super accessible and easy for people, right? Almost everybody can afford a membership in the club. As I
yeah,
said, those clubs are all over the world, so you can find them in the English language, or you can find them also in your native language if English is not an option for you. And this, being a member of the club helped me personally a lot to overcome the fear, to just gain more confidence. What we still see today is that actually there's way fewer female speakers all over the world that go on stages and that really are serious with taking that path than males. So that's why it's also for me kind of one of my personal goals is indeed to inspire other women to take more initiative and to not be afraid to speak up, right? Because this is what it's all about. And so
yeah,
eventually, because I was so active in the club, I was offered this position as a vice president of PR. So what I do as part of that function is I help people to indeed get to know the club better. I'm inviting a lot of people from my own network to attend our events and to really just overcome the fear of public speaking.
yeah. Because I remember, because I had an interview with Suzanna Lahteela, who was I don't know, she was speaking my Toastmasters. She was part of Toastmasters, um, and I spoke to her about that. And obviously, then I started to understand more about what Toastmasters do when she was telling me about it, how it improves people, and and how it gives people that confidence and stuff. And it's very it's very good what Toastmasters does, because obviously it helps people, and there's a lot of people who don't have that confidence, and they need that kind of assistance, and Toastmasters does deliver that. You can see on the website, and there's so much, it tells you in detail everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And indeed, to kind of have the full experience, it's better to attend one of the actual physical meetings, which are, again, anywhere you are in the world, there should be one. So do
Yeah,
your research and you find it nearby. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, that's what we would say as well. Definitely, if there's anyone who is looking for help, they should definitely get in touch with Toastmasters, because obviously, if you can get help, and you can get the confidence to whatever you want to do, it's best to get that help. It's available, then you might as well get it. That's what we would say. Definitely. And so you do that. You do obviously. Uh, so how much time do you have to take out for being a vice president in Toastmasters?
Yeah. So I don't really count how much. Do you mean how long do I do that already, or how much time it takes out
It,
of my schedule?
yeah, out of your schedule.
Okay, so right now I am able to dedicate 2 hours a week at max to the club. But again,
Right.
because of my social media following, I can do that and kind of semi-automate that process so it doesn't take a lot of my personal time. Because you need to be very strategic with your time. I have a small team, so I have to be very mindful of where our attention goes and where our resources are going. But for me, being also vice president of the Toastmasters Club is also very close to my brand and my values, right? Because I stand for empowerment, right? So I like empowering entrepreneurs to build their own assets, develop their assets. But for that, you also need to become an asset yourself. So you need to see yourself as such.
Yeah.
That means, the skill development, putting in the work, but also a lot of personal development as well, right? So nobody will tell you you're great unless this is something you tell yourself on a daily basis, right? So that's what I think a lot of entrepreneurs are struggling with. They're looking for validation outside, in the outside world, but they often forget to give the credit to themselves and to
Yeah.
really take time to assess what they have done and what they have achieved, and to just really cheer up for themselves, right? Because it can be quite a lonely journey for many in the beginning, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely, yeah, because if they don't have any sport, like you said, if they don't have any sport, um, and so and they don't have a plan on how they're going to achieve what they want to achieve, then some businesses, that's the reason why some brands struggle, and then some don't survive due to that particular reason as well, because they don't have that exact plan on how to get to that place, to that position. And obviously you guys help in that, and obviously that would help them give them that guidance which they require. And like you said, Toastmasters, absolutely, because obviously uh obviously speaking to Suzanna, and obviously checking out their website, obviously they do a lot of help, do a lot of stuff to help people as well. Yeah, absolutely. So how do people reach out to you and to your agency? Are you on social media, or do you have any specific?
Yeah, so the easiest way to reach out to us is through Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. You
Okay.
can send me a DM directly. That's real Maria Popova on almost any platform. So that's, I think, the shortest path. And I always love to have conversations with people on social media as well. So if there is anything specific you're struggling with in your business, you can always send me a DM. And of course, I'm also sharing a lot of content. So most of the content we produce is really kind of value based, right? We don't
Right.
dance on TikTok. We don't post like fancy cars and stuff like that. We are really about sharing the knowledge and
Yeah.
helping the entrepreneurs out there to get to where they want to go in the shortest time possible.
Yeah. TikTok is something which I'm not. I have no idea about TikTok as well. On them. But yeah, it's not for everyone. It's not for every company. It depends what you're looking to achieve. I would say, and obviously Facebook and these kind of places allow you to. We will also obviously include Maria's contact details, Facebook, and her social media links on the description, and you will be able to see it when you're viewing this. If you're viewing this later, you'll be able to see it on the video as well. We will post it. It'll be appearing for you guys. So yeah, absolutely. So definitely we will include your links so they'll be able to get in touch with you. Absolutely, because it definitely is something which uh, we want to showcase on here, where people get inspired, and obviously they can get in touch with you guys who are doing this kind of stuff and helping people and helping guys, helping women. So obviously, and it will make things easier for them, and obviously it will, maybe give them that success which they are requiring on there. So does that leave any time for anything else? Being that
Yeah, I was wondering if you think there are specific things that your audience is struggling with, or maybe the questions you are asked very often by female entrepreneurs. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because on the woman agenda, we have various people coming on board, which want to develop, but obviously it varies. I mean, I can't think of any specific question because obviously every chat which obviously which we call it a chat rather than an interview. I'd already termed it an interview, which you term it as a chat, which you're chatting, and you're telling your stories and you're letting everybody know about yourself, and you're giving them inspiration on how to do stuff as well at the same time. And so that's what it's all about, really. And also, I think they would probably get some of the questions already answered because the way you've described it anyway, Maria, because you've already described it in such great detail on there. And I think if any female entrepreneurs are looking to develop themselves, then do please get in touch with Maria. She will obviously give you the guidance and the help you need. And I think that will definitely answer their questions. If they have any questions, they will definitely send him on the social media. We'll have the links on the here where they can get in touch. Because yeah, definitely. I think that's what it's all about. The more you ask, the more knowledge you get, and then and the more better you can become. Uh, which which uh, which you guys are doing, and Toastmasters does really well as well. They're absolutely amazing in what they're doing as well. And I think that's what it's all about, really, isn't it? But I mean, how are you seeing it regarding female entrepreneurs at the moment? Are you seeing more female entrepreneurs entering in their industries?
Yeah, so luckily indeed we see that there is I wouldn't say it's a trend, but
Yeah,
in the entrepreneurial space, it is very easy to identify people who are active and who are ambitious, right? Because you
right.
just see them everywhere, right? They're part of your community. They like getting involved. Um, you know,
Yeah,
I'm talking about, let's say, the local events where you are, right? So there's most of the time a bunch of people that you see kind of repeatedly on all those events. So it's the same with us, right? With Toastmasters, for example, about 40% of members of the club here in our area are entrepreneurs. So it makes it
wow.
also very easy to not only meet people to develop your public speaking skills, but also to find partners to do business with.
Wow, that's a very big percentage, 40%. Wow, that is amazing stuff, that is. And that shows that that gap between the male and female, the gender, where there was less female entrepreneurs maybe a few years back or some years back. That gap may be closing down, and there's more females who are wanting to become an entrepreneur and get into that. So that is a very positive sign.
Yes, definitely. And also thanks to social media, right? Because um, if you look at the trends from the last 5 to 10 years, there's so many new jobs that appeared on the market on social media that are filled by
Yeah,
women specifically,
yeah,
which also allow them to actually be stay-at-home moms and do business at the same time. So in this regard,
yeah.
there's no better time than now to become an entrepreneur if you're considering this, and you can do that with an online business with very, very little expense and upfront investments.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, because if you're starting up, I don't think you can. You have a minimum budget anyway, don't you? Really, you don't really have a massive budget at the beginning, which you can put money in, um, unless you're taking out a loan in your particular country, depending on how much they charge you. It's obviously, so some people are looking to not put too much money in because they don't have that much money, but obviously, so yeah, definitely, I think that would be right. If for a lot of people who, if they're putting less money in and they're able to start their business, then they probably can reap more rewards than definitely, yeah. Absolutely. That Maria, this is a yeah, absolutely. I thought this would be a very interesting conversation, and it definitely is. With yourself on there. So I mean, apart from when you're running the agency, is there any days when you're not running the agency? Do you have a day off?
Yeah, so it is very difficult for me to plan days off. And to be honest with you, for the next year, I made it a plan for myself that I am gonna take more time off.
Yeah.
And so what we're working on right now is to kind of make our business autonomous from me so that I don't have to be there all the time.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I am planning to become a parent in a few years. So that's why we're
Great.
also putting a lot of work into it right now to make it more independent from me. So
Yeah.
that's really all about setting the right systems in place. And that's what really allows a business to scale. So, yeah. It's a fascinating journey as well, because you don't only learn the skills that are related to your niche, marketing or branding, but also all these business skills, like management skills and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So it's like
exactly.
being
I
in the
mean,
business school. Yeah.
you could even write a book. It would be very interesting, I think.
I am
About
working on a book right now, so it will take perhaps before
excellent.
it's finished, plus all the publishing. But I think it's probably something for another conversation.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And we would love to bring you back on, and I'm sure we will do, regarding when the book is out. When you're planning to bring the book out, we will definitely bring you back on, Maria, regarding that, because there would be a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of females who would be very, very interested in that book. Because it would be, I'm sure it would be in a lot of detail and would be a very, very interesting read. But yeah, definitely, definitely, that's some exciting stuff there, and exciting stuff which you are doing there, Maria, and obviously we do wish you lots of success in that. And obviously
Thank you so
your
much.
and your agency, and you already you've achieved a lot in your agency as well, which is very, very inspiring to everyone, and especially to women who will want to be getting into becoming an entrepreneur, or or setting up their own stuff. Definitely on there. Is there anything you would like to say?
Yes, I think so. What I would like for the listeners and the viewers to take away from this conversation is that it doesn't really matter what you choose to do. It is up to you to find the skills that other people need and to find a way to monetize them. And there are so many opportunities out there that allow you to do that today. So that, I think, would be my kind of final message for everybody.
Oh, wow, that absolutely, definitely, that was a pretty nice message, Maria. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for coming here. And I know you are very busy on there, but you've come on here, so thank you very much for taking the time out on here on the Woman Agenda. And like I said, guys, you will be able to see her Maria's contact links. Get in touch if you need any support in launching your business, your brand. So get in touch with Maria. The links will be there, and they will be showing on the video which you will be viewing for this. And like I said, this interview will be, if you want to listen to the audio version, it will be on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all the podcast platforms as well. Thank you very much, Maria, for coming on here.
Thank you so much, Raju. It was a pleasure.